Good morning, everyone. So today is Thursday, January 16th or Friday, January 17th, depending on if you're A day or B day. We have just finished learning about Lewis dot structure of ionic bonds, and we've been working on Criss-Cross method as an inquiry activity. We've been practicing that. If you've not finished that, we will be finishing that today. If you have finished that, we're going to be starting on polyatomic ions inquiry today. But this video is to review Criss-Cross method so you can finish up that assignment and make sure it makes sense before you start on the polyatomic ions inquiry. So you're going to start wherever you left off in your Criss-Cross inquiry activity, anywhere from pages 14 through page 19. I'm going to go over a couple of examples on page 19 to make sure we understand that Criss-Cross process. I'm going to do this on a scratch paper because I've already made my key, but I'm going to do iron 3 plus and oxygen 2 minus here. So let's do that. We have iron 3 plus and oxygen 2 minus. Now remember, when we crisscross, we're going to lasso this number and bring it across. And we're going to lasso and bring it across. And it becomes the subscript of the opposite atom. Now this ensures that after we have the formula unit, that if you did the math, these numbers and the number of subscript on the bottom, how many of each atom you have, would all add up to have a total charge of 0, just like we saw when we did Lewis structures. Okay? So we end up having 2 irons and 3 oxygens. So if we do that math, for instance, we have 2 plus 3s, it's going to equal plus 6, and 3 minus 2s, which equals minus 6. Plus 6 minus 6 is going to equal 0. So that proves here that this Criss-Cross method works. Okay, you're going to have one that has 2 atoms, NH4 plus. Let's just do O2 minus again. We crisscross the same way. Remember, if there's no number, we assume it's a 1. But how do we do it when there's more than 1? Well, you're just going to put those in parentheses. NH4 with the 2. You notice how that NH4, I kept the whole thing, I just put it in parentheses. And that 2 is going to apply to everything inside the parentheses, and you'll learn more about that in the polyatomic ions inquiry you're starting today. So that would be NH420. Let's just review Lewis structures real quick. Let's look at calcium and chlorine. So calcium has 2 valence electrons according to the periodic table because it's in group 2. It's an alkali earth metal. Chlorine is a halogen. So if you look, it's in group 17, so it's going to have 7 valence electrons. Okay, calcium gets rid of 1, but wait, we have another. So in order for this to work out, we need another. So you'd have CaCl2. Let's make sure that works with Criss-Cross. Ca plus 2, Cl minus 1. Criss-Cross, you get CaCl2. Hooray! So here's what you're going to do first. You are going to finish up the Criss-Cross inquiry activity. Make sure you understand it. When you're done with that, the key will be on the counter if you're in Mrs. Watts' class for you to check. If you're in Miss H class, it should be where she usually puts it. Mr. Bringhurst will hopefully be where he usually puts it if you have his class. And you can check those and make sure it's right and you understand it. If you don't understand it or you have questions, please email your teacher. I know I personally, Miss Watts, will have her phone on her at all times, so if you have a question, I can answer it. And when you're done with that, go ahead and get started on that polyatomic ion inquiry. This should hopefully not take you more than 10 minutes to finish, and then you can dive in on that polyatomic ions inquiry and hopefully get that done today. Okay, have a great Thursday, guys, and make sure to watch my polyatomic ions inquiry video before starting that one.